but complains about everything. The kind of person who steals your work, rewrites 2 words, and then takes credit, only to throw a tantrum the one time she actually has to contribute. Well, one of those people decided to snitch on us to upper management. So we got creative, and she spent 8 straight hours suffering through the most tedious, mind-numbing task of her life. And the best part? She did it to herself. If you've ever worked with someone lazy, entitled, or just plain awful, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, because today's story is pure, legal corporate karma, served slow, painful, and deliciously petty. Because most of the time, lazy people get away with it. They slide under the radar, do the bare minimum, and let everyone else carry the weight. But sometimes, karma needs a little nudge. White Medium star setting the stage. I work in education, a program that churns out quizzes for students every single week. Our teaching team is supposed to share the workload. Everyone writes a fair amount of quiz questions, emails them to the coordinator, and the coordinator uploads them into the quiz software. Simple, right? Except one teacher, let's call her Melanie, has a special gift. A gift for laziness. Now, when I say lazy, I don't mean slow worker. I mean, she doesn't work. Every semester, like clockwork, she copies our questions, changes a few words, and submits them as her original work. For example, someone writes, "Which organ filters toxins from the blood?" She'd change it to, "What body organ removes toxins from blood?" Same questions, same answers, 0 effort. We all knew it. Students sometimes noticed it. Management ignored it, because confronting lazy employees takes effort. Irony, right? Still, we gritted our teeth and got through every semester. Until this one, the semester that broke everything. White Medium star the unfair treatment meltdown. One week, Melanie suddenly realized something. She had written 2 more questions than everyone else. Not 10, not 20, 2. And instead of being a normal human being, instead of shrugging it off, instead of accepting the fact that she'd been getting away with copying for years, she went nuclear. She didn't go to our immediate boss. She skipped 3 levels of chain of command and emailed the boss's bosses, senior management, to accuse us of unequal workload, unfair treatment, and bullying. Yes, the woman who's allergic to work complained she was doing too much of it. When we found out, we all just stared at each other in disbelief. This wasn't just petty, it was betrayal. She threw her own team under the bus to avoid creating 2 questions. And senior management? They didn't ask questions. They didn't review past work. They didn't look at her history of stealing our questions every semester. Nope. They panicked, went soft, and gave her exactly what she wanted. White Medium star the punishment. To shut her up, senior management made her. Wait for it. The coordinator. They thought they were rewarding her, but they didn't understand what the coordinator actually does. The coordinator isn't just the person who collects the questions. They also have to compile them, organize them, upload every question, paste every answer choice, format everything correctly, manage deadlines, fix errors, and deal with the software. It's the hardest job on the team, and they gave it to the laziest worker in the building. We didn't even have to do anything. Karma started the revenge for us. But we weren't done yet, because we knew exactly what was about to happen. White Medium star how the system usually works. Normally, we email the coordinator a Word document. They copy each question, paste it into the system, copy each answer option, paste it, done. But Melanie has a long history of cheating. She loves copy-paste. She loves rewording our questions to avoid doing real work. So we decided to make cheating difficult. Very, very difficult. White Medium star the plan. Step 1. Don't send Word documents. Step 2. Password lock the file with a 12-character nightmare. Symbols, numbers, uppercase, lowercase. And the password? Not typed. Not copyable. A picture of a password. So she'd have to manually type every weird symbol, one by one. Step 3. Instead of text, we pasted every single question and every answer option as images inside an Excel sheet. 40 questions. All pictures. No highlighting. No copy/paste. No editing. No feeding them into AI. Just typing. Manual typing. Slow, painful, time-consuming typing. Did we know it was petty? Yes. Was it deserved? Oh, absolutely. Because after years of stealing our work, after complaining because she had to do the tiniest bit extra, after going behind our backs to management, she earned every keystroke. White medium star delivery day. We emailed her the file. Sweet as honey. Here are our questions. Let us know if you need anything. She probably thought she won. She probably sat back, smirking, planning to do her typical copy-paste cheat routine. Then she opened the file and realized there was nothing to copy. No text, no shortcuts, just images. She needed to manually retype everything. Every question, every answer, every punctuation mark. 40 questions, hundreds of answer choices, hours of mind-numbing labor. For the first time in her career, she actually had to work. White medium star the meltdown. We didn't hear from her for days. Then suddenly drama. She emailed senior management again. But this time, she wasn't playing the victim of unfair treatment. No, she was in full meltdown mode. She said we caused her mental distress. She said she spent 8 hours straight typing everything by hand. She said she was traumatized by the cruelty. Cruelty. For making her do her actual job. She even attached screenshots like she was documenting a crime scene. My hands hurt. I had to retype everything. This is inhumane. You could practically hear the dramatic violin music. And guess what? Management believed her. Again. This time, I got a lecture. One of the bosses emailed me, saying my work was slipshod and inefficient, and I needed to send Word docs next time. Did I deserve that? No. Was it frustrating? Yes. Did it sting? Absolutely. For a minute, I felt my blood boil, my face hot, my jaw locked, fists tight under the desk. I wanted to shout, to point out years of her stealing work, lying, cheating, and running to management like a child. But then I remembered something. She spent 8 hours retyping questions. And if that email was real, she was humiliated. The laziest person in the building was forced to work harder than she ever has in her entire teaching career. Because of her own complaint. And you know what? It was worth it. Every minute, every keystroke, every hour of her sitting there, realizing, this is what real work feels like. The funniest part? After that meltdown, she never complained about workload again. Not once. She never argued about question counts. She never tried to rewrite anyone else's questions. She never attempted to be coordinator again. And the bosses, they quietly put someone else in charge the next semester. She got exactly what she wanted, and then immediately realized she didn't want it. It was the gentlest, most legal, most satisfying revenge imaginable. We didn't yell. We didn't fight. We didn't insult her. We just gave her the work she asked for.